Okay,
We have a very
welcome,
special
Kristen.
guest.
I'm so excited. Thank you
Okay.
guys for having me.
Yes. So Kristen's one of our besties, and
Friends for 2 decades.
Yeah, long time.
Yeah, been through a lot of life
Yeah.
together.
A lot of ups and downs.
Yeah, for sure. We'll talk about a few of them today, maybe.
Yeah, here we go.
but she's also an aesthetics expert, so we'll let her do a little introduction.
She has quite the educational pedigree
Oh my
behind
gosh.
her, for
You guys are
sure.
very sweet. So I've been a nurse for 17 years almost, and within that I have a master's in nursing and a master's in psychology, and about 10 years ago I made the switch from labor and delivery to aesthetics, and so now my focus is on helping women look and feel their best. And the way that I like to describe it, it's less about just like hitting your aesthetic goal and like treating the wrinkle, and it's more about the congruency of helping you feel like the outside matches the inside. And I think especially for us, like all getting either close to our 40s or in our 40s, I think we're maybe feeling that disconnect a little bit more and more of like what we feel like who we are on the inside, and the work that we've done on the inside is like not quite matching the outside and what we see in the mirror. And so getting to bring those two together for women is
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I feel.
You're speaking my truth.
yeah. So I've owned a little practice in Temecula, and it's like a wellness center. We've got 8 practitioners, hormones. We've got a Reiki provider. We've got a therapist, which that's a fun story I'll tell you guys about later, or you guys already know. But and a few estheticians, and yeah, it's great. I love it so much.
Yeah, and our other guest, Kate, that was on, Kristen is Kate's aesthetic provider. That I'm not telling any secrets, right? Like,
Yeah,
she's
no.
very open about
She
that.
talked about that a lot.
Yeah,
on the-
yeah.
and she
so-
has like really good before and afters that Kristen
pretty
has
amazing.
posted.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Actually, I was thinking I'm gonna post hers like actually on the grid, but she was making me laugh on hers when she's like, "I got my lip flip. I can't drink out of my drink."
Oh yeah.
I know. I was like, why didn't you tell me before? I would have tried not to get you something with a straw.
So funny.
Okay, and on a personal note, I haven't even looked.
Yeah.
I've been trying to. Kristen just
she
got
has-
engaged.
She has a new piece of
Okay,
jewelry
I
that
need
we
to- I
haven't
need to
seen
see that
yet.
ring. Oh
Okay,
my
so
gosh.
in full disclosure, this is like my little like replica ring. My like actual one's coming in a couple weeks, but this is what I got.
But it's the same.
It's the same. Yeah.
Oh my
A
gosh.
pear shaped.
Is it that big?
5 carat.
What? Oh my gosh,
yeah.
girlfriend.
It was a pear-shaped diamond.
if
with
anyone-
a gold
That's
band.
right.
If you didn't hear, she said 5 carats, guys.
Holy.
But that was well earned. Well
Yes.
earned.
Yes, 12 years of being divorced, and you guys, if anybody knows my ups and downs with dating, it
mean-
is definitely you guys.
Yeah. Well, and you
marriage,
have a crazy story.
Your divorce story, which you obviously
I don't know
need
if you
to
wanna
share
any of
anything.
that, but
Yeah.
she has a very crazy.
Yeah, I
Story.
mean, married at 19, had babies young, was married to a pastor like locally in the area. He had an affair. We tried to work on it, and then
I mean, not just had an affair. Like the
Yeah.
church went under. Like
yes, like full on.
also he was the lead worship pastor.
Yes, and this
And
was his
also-
like assistant worship pastor that
Yes.
they like were canoodling, and I was like postpartum.
We're speaking lightly of this only because it's been so long, but
Yes.
it was not a light thing in any way,
No.
shape, or form. And the lead pastor was also
Yes, having an affair. We found out like a year. We were really close to this like tight knit group of friends within the church, and found out. Well, I obviously found out that my ex was having an affair, and then through the process of us like basically, essentially being kicked out of the church, we found out that the lead pastor was also having an affair with one of our close friends, and so. But Jen was the first person that I told.
she called. Well, I was sleeping, so I didn't see the calls in the middle of the night. So I called her immediately when I woke up
Yeah.
that morning.
Yeah.
But so I really walked through that with
Yeah.
you. Well, we were very close at the time. Like I used to do Bible studies with you at that church.
Yes.
Like it was actually.
You guys went on the marriage retreat with us?
We went on a marriage. Tim and I did the
Yeah.
marriage retreat
And Justin and
in
Amber
Indian
went to
Wells.
that church too during that time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
it
were in
was-
our home
I
group.
mean, it was honestly like a really cool community of people. It was actually
Totally.
like, and you lived in a home that the church provided, right?
Yeah.
The church owned. So she didn't only lose her marriage, like her entire
Entire life.
life. Like it was one of the gnarliest things I've ever experienced.
And it was also like the first time, like I think we were all still so young because I was 26 or 27. I was 27. So I think it was also probably the first time that like anybody within like our extended friend groups and stuff had really walked through something like that. I just remember being so young and being like, well, now what? Like, and yeah, I mean, I always like said at the time, like ministry is great when things are going well because everything in your life is connected. So it's like your friends and your work and your social life and your spiritual life and like all that is so integrated, and that's like a really beautiful thing. But when it all falls apart, it's like devastating because you're like, okay, my finances, everything down to like my insurance, everything to like where I would get coffee, like every
your
single
friends
thing.
and every single person that you deeply trusted in your life was now like a dangerous person.
Totally. And you're like constantly like, it was always, is that question of like, whose side are you going to be on? So like you were constantly like surveilling, like, are you a safe person for me to like open up to? And am I just the topic of gossip and conversation? And also like, we weren't from down here. We were from Marietta, Temecula. So like all of our life was up there, and everything that we had down here was built around this life that we thought we were going to have in ministry. So then all of a sudden to be like, oh my gosh, well, it's not just, oh, we just go to a different church. Plus then also too, like his reputation, like within, you know, the spiritual community, like you're supposed to like have a time of, what do they call it? Like
tenure?
Like, or like where they like, you know, walk you through a process
to heal
like,
and like
yes.
Oh,
But you
okay.
can't like be making money during that time. And so thankfully as a nurse, I was able to like work full time, but that was never my intention when I went into
and
nursing.
you had young kids at the time. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
how
I was
old?
only one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it started when I was like at the end of my pregnancy with
They were
him.
like 1 and 4 or 1 and 5 or something like
Yes,
that at the time.
Eli was at Cal Ave, so he was like in preschool.
Yeah.
So I had told him like I was like, I knew our life was gonna blow up. So I was like, I can't really think about our marriage right now. Let's just like find a way to like put food on the table and make sure our kids are okay. And so at the year mark, we had like moved back to Temecula. We decided to move in with my parents so that we could figure out what was next for him with his job. And he was talking about going into different programs that were going to be like 7 years long. And I was just like, I don't think I can put like all my eggs in your basket anymore. And I don't like think I can really build a life with you. And then I think,
Which
thank God.
unfortunately
Oh man,
proved,
let's just say
we won't
she
get
dodged
into it,
a
but
bullet in a lot of ways.
Unfortunately, he has continued his path of
Yeah.
destruction.
That maybe
on
God
multiple
was
churches,
really
He's-
behind all of that.
He's had multiple
Yeah.
multiple churches and multiple women
Yeah.
and wives, and
You know, the only like benefit that I will say to that, other than the wake of destruction that he has left in a lot of people's lives, is that for our boys, there's Eli is 17 and Silas is 13. They have been able, like I shielded them from obviously pretty much everything when they were little,
Yeah.
but when the pattern continued and down to the like him having to like stand up in front of churches again and like admit his like promiscuity again, like it was like
you
I
couldn't shield them
couldn't
once they were a
shield them.
certain age.
Totally.
Like yeah.
And so for them, I think had he not done it again, I think that there could have been this narrative in their mind, like, why weren't we good enough? Why did this happen to us? Like, why couldn't you have stayed? And I think that like now as we have these conversations as they're older, it's definitely more like they understand like this is truly like a pattern of his own unhealed trauma, a pattern of his own inability to take responsibility, and they're able to hold grief for the fact that like this isn't what we deserve, but it's not because we're not worthy of having those things. And so that I would say is like the only like silver lining in all of it for them, is that yeah, it sucked, but it's also like I don't know, I think there's a lot that they've learned in the process too, you know.
Yeah.
But
So all this to say, this
I earned
diamond
every carat.
is
Yeah.
well earned.
No, it reminded me of the sex. I sent that clip, like, and she, even though you have not been dating him for 10 years,
Right.
but just the process that you've had to go through on your own. You know, the scene in the Sex and the City movie when Carrie tells them that she's engaged and Charlotte
and
screams
Charlotte
in the middle of the restaurant.
that's
She's like,
how-
and she has been going out with a man for 10 years.
Yeah, but that's how our friends felt when we found out she got engaged,
Yes.
because it was like And one of the things I respect the most about you is that you didn't drag your kids through any of your dating. Like so she almost never introduced her kids to anyone, but like she had to kiss a couple frogs before she met her prince. Man. So we're all just like so thrilled for her.
And we're the best. Yes. He's so great. He's just truly amazing.
It's a fun story how you met him too.
I know, because
it ties back into her business as well.
So literally every other date I've pretty much ever gone on has been a result of online dating. Like very few little setups along the way, but so we in my office is the therapist that I mentioned, and she had just moved into our office. She had been a patient of mine for a while, so like we knew each other enough to know like, hey, we should hang out sometime.
Like she was your aesthetics patient, but she happened to be a therapist.
Yes. And she was like, so we got to know each other enough to be like, oh, you're super cool. And all I knew about her family was just like her husband and her 2 boys.
And she looks adorable. Like she
oh
looks like she would be like
she
in
looks
our
like you
friend
would
group.
choose her as a
100%,
friend.
100%. And I knew a little bit about like they have a pretty like complex like childhood story, and which is a lot of why she became a therapist. And so I knew those were the things I knew about her. And so when she moved into the office, she had asked like would I like come help and like show her how to lime wash. And so I was like, yeah, totally. And she like briefly mentioned that her brother was like gonna come and like install a light, but I just like didn't really think anything of it, and just like, oh, assumed he was like married or whatever. So we're like painting, and like before he got there, I knew enough, like she told me enough about him where I knew like that morning that he was single. And so I was like, okay, just like good information to know. And he got there, and it was like every single thing that like feels big as far as, you know, just like location, political views, kind of life trajectory. It was like, oh, okay, like he's definitely like hit some like big marks just in like the short conversation that we had. And then while he was there, we were chit-chatting and like just laughing and stuff. And so he left to go grab something from Home Depot, and I told Elise, I was like, your brother, I would totally go on a date with your brother. And she was like, what? So then the whole conversation changed, and it was like, okay, well, here's what you need to know. Like, and then I was like, what is he like open to dating, whatever? And so then he came back, we kept chatting, and then I left to go pick up the kids, and he basically said the same thing. He's like, she's got a septum ring and tattoos, and she seems cool.
What is the age difference between them two?
3 years.
And she's older?
He's older. Yeah, okay. So he's the oldest. They're like 2 of a combined really cool mixed family of 8 siblings.
Oh, okay.
And their family is like by far one of the like biggest gifts in all this.
You
like,
love.
Oh my God. They're just incredible.
You got like a bestie sister-in-law and a family that you love out of it.
And incredible parents. Like, I mean, yeah, just truly like feel like I hit the jackpot on every level. And so yeah, so then she like exchanged numbers, and we like chatted, and it was like on our first date, we like both sent her a message being like, oh, we're gonna get married. And so
and then flash forward to
I was leaving for a trip to Bali, and I had a feeling we'd like talked about it enough where I knew it was like coming. Like I had kind of told you guys like I don't know, I think, but I thought like I was like, there's no way he's going to be able to surprise me. Like we share a calendar, we share locations, like we're with each other all the time. So we had talked about going to the wineries the weekend before I left. And like the one thing I had asked for 2 things. I was like, I don't want parents and kids there because then I'm going to be worried about how everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
And 2, like, I just want like a video or some pictures of it. Like that's all I care about. Anything else, like you do whatever. And so he had like mentioned that he was going to try to have Elise there whenever he did it. And so we had planned on going to the wineries for the weekend, and she like texted me, oh my gosh, like I have a girls' day that just happens to end in the wineries on Saturday. Like, are you okay if like if I join in for a little bit? So I was like, oh, okay, guys. Like, yeah, you really pulled one over on me. And so then I like show up to work on Friday. It was like a normal day. I knew he was going to be there to hang up a sign for her, which he like really needed to do. Elise and my assistant Jess were there, and I was like on the phone with my sister, which I am every morning, yapping with her about like the kids and screen time or something. And I was like, oh, is he like in there? And they're like, yeah. And I go and I open the door, and he's got candles and rose petals, and you can hear on the video, I'm like telling my sister, I gotta go. I gotta go. And like hang up the phone real fast. And then
something's about to happen.
Something's happening. And he was just so cute. He had pictures printed out and like strung up, and he like
the one
Oh my gosh. Oh,
I like zoomed in on that one. I was like, what is this?
There's a picture of me. Like I had AI turn a picture of me like holding him as a baby. Don't ask me why. I was a TikTok but yeah, it was just so sweet. And then we stayed the weekend in the wineries and just had like the most, it was perfect. It was everything. It was like exactly what I would have wanted, like in this space. So it was in the room that like we met in, and his sister was there, and Jess, who's my assistant, but really truly more than that, she's like my best friend. And so got to have them there, and yeah, and then I left and I ditched him for 2 weeks to go to Bali. So that was harder than expected, but it was really great.
But was it, especially like given like the whole reason behind your trip to Bali, like being in that kind of more like meditative state, like a good way to like really absorb like that life change and stuff?
Totally. I think it was a really, because when I booked the trip to Bali, it was like after I had like gone through a breakup, I was sort of in just like a whatever, just throw caution to the wind. I'm just going to go on this breathwork retreat. And I just want to like, it was from more of like a broken place, a place of feeling like I needed to heal something, and like kind of almost like a giving up on like relationships, and just kind of like, if I can't have a relationship, like maybe I'm just not cut out for it, then I'm just going to go do my like eat, pray, love kind of a thing. And so then less than a year later to be in a place of like,
getting engaged and like starting a whole new life.
Yeah.
Like,
so it was like really cool. It was filled with a lot of gratitude.
Yeah. And it was kind of like, this is the last like well, not that you're never going to take a solo trip, but like it's under those circumstances.
And my kids are getting older. I feel like things are shifting into more of like, no, like I want to, like the kids want to go to Japan and like that. So it's like, oh, these bigger trips are going to be more things that like we do as like a family. And I think also too, it was the reality of like, oh, I don't have a life that I feel like I need to escape from anymore. Like it was beautiful Bali. I mean, it's like,
I went on my honeymoon to Bali.
Magic.
It is magic.
It's like life changing in so many ways, but it's also and so I'm so thankful for it. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, it's like so nice that like I want to come home,
which is like the best feeling.
It really is. And so yeah, life's good.
We're just so happy. We're celebrating her engagement in a couple weeks. We're so excited.
I know, I'm so excited. No, we really want to get, so we wedding stuff is like, we're just kind of like letting it be what it is right now.
Are you going to do like a big wedding? What do you think?
We want to elope and then have like a really big
like
party.
A party.
So what my dream is.
Elope like without kids?
With like just like, kids. Like we really want Elise to officiate it, his sister. And just make it super simple, but like have a video and photos, and then at the wedding party we can like play that.
Yeah.
But where I really want to have the party at is at the Lafayette in San Diego.
Oh my god!
To rent out, they have Lulu's, their jazz club. So I'm waiting for a quote.
Didn't you just go to that?
Yeah. Well, like over Christmas. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that would be cool.
So waiting for a quote on that one.
Wait.
So
Okay.
Yeah. If you guys see me selling feet photos, you'll know why.
These are things that make you so iconic. You are just like a gem of a human. You're loyal, intelligent, beautiful, and then there's a little something inside that reminds us of you too.
You're so sweet. Oh my god.
To make sure you don't lose you as you become a wife.
I love that. It's a snake mug that says "Look like the innocent flower."
But then you have to read the other side.
But the serpent under it. Oh my god! But be the serpent under it. Oh, I love that.
I feel like
my big old snake tattoo.
Matches your tattoo.
I love that. Thank you, ladies. And truly, like our friendship, like our group of friends, like I know that I could have gotten through those years, but I wouldn't have wanted to. So without you guys. You guys are just the best. Truly,
you're the best.
And, like watching our kids get older and grow up, and like. Gosh.
Yeah, and like who would have thought like we'd turn into like these kind of women? You know what I mean? Like it's just wild. Like we were kids. Like you were in nursing school, I think, when we met. Right?
Amber and I were in nursing school. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think it was like right when I got back from my honeymoon. Yeah. When I met you. Yeah. I think like literally like the week or two after my honeymoon.
Yeah, because I remember stalking you guys on MySpace, like right after we met.
Oh yeah, MySpace.
Like MySpace we knew nothing about life. Like we thought we did. I mean, I guess we knew
so we met Kristen because our close friend Amber was in nursing school at the time.
Yeah.
And she just thought we would all hit it off, I guess.
Yeah, like we were going out in Temecula. Like we went out.
Yeah, you guys like went to, I remember meeting you guys at Amber's house.
Amber's
and
parents'
she's like,
house.
can I bring one of my friends from nursing school? Like, I think you'll like her.
Well, and then I had to move away, like, because Tim's jobs, we moved around for the next couple years. And Kristen and I feel like we got really close because we met like once or twice, and then we like over social media, like we talked.
OG blogs.
I think
the blogs. I still remember in New York, like
we both had blogs.
Yeah,
and we were like blogging friends.
Your blog, like one of your posts about like your fertility struggles and stuff. Like I remember exactly where I was sitting in my New York apartment, like reading.
Because you were blogging from New York City.
Let's not talk about that.
It wasn't cringy.
It wasn't at all. Could you imagine if we like had all like actually taken it seriously at that point? Because I think back to some of the original bloggers.
We were like the OGs, and like I actually think our blogs were interesting.
But I used to follow like Ella Brooks' blog, like all these people that are like actually
we
big
started even before
now.
all of them. I think.
So I'm like, darn it.
We should.
But I don't know. I don't have regrets about that not being my path.
Kristen's good at that stuff though. Like she's such a creative, like.
But she's still doing.
But she still is.
Well, but the thing is,
also Kristen is an influencer level. Like she has like 1 million followers on social media, so like, she kind of is that.
Would you have? Do you think had you had that kind of success back then? Well, also, I think you were very different.
Wait, Kristen, bring the blog back.
Oh
Maybe
my gosh.
we just added another venture for you.
Right?
Yeah.
Just another blog?
Because you were one of my favorite blogs. No, I feel like...
Well, yeah, because none of those influencers... Well, everyone Substacks now. I don't even understand
I
that,
actually
though. But,
love
like,
Substack.
don't you have to subscribe to it?
No, there's a free level or... But I actually love it because it's kind of going more back
to the original
point of like when we used to have our like blog spot or whatever mine was WordPress. I think yours was Blogspot.
I think mine was Blogspot.
Do you know how many times Eric has been like, how do you get, he's like, anytime somebody Googles him for work,
your
he's
blog
like,
comes up.
Your New York blog comes up first.
Well, because your blog also went big on Pinterest. It was going around.
I mean, big, yeah. It was really big
for the time.
And I'm like, I don't know if it's finally deleted. It was like a whole thing trying to get it. Like, he's like, I can't. This is so embarrassing.
That's funny.
Like, people are like trying to like see if like they want to have me represent them, and fashionista,
so
New York
cute.
fashionista shows up or whatever.
But I mean, think about like back then, like that really was more cutting edge. Like that is like a vulnerable thing. Like now it's like, okay, everybody
but
does
back
it.
then,
back then,
like
truly.
not very many people.
Well,
did
and
it.
then here it's like, it's funny with like doing the podcast because we're not entering at the head of the game. We're entering very late in the game at a very saturated market. And like, and it's like, but we don't care. That's not why we're doing it. Like, you know, we're not trying to
but that's kind of with the blogging. That was the same thing. Like back then, blogging was never going to be a job or anything.
Right.
We did it just as a creative outlet, and it was fun. Like I still think back fondly on like how you said you followed Ella Brooks' blog, or like like some of the like your style scout, like some of the ones I used to follow back then. We were like blogging friends, and I was stuck in Arizona because of my husband's job. When I went to that marriage retreat, Kristen, with your church, I hadn't even lived here. I felt like I was your good friend just because we kept in touch. We were both stuck at home with babies, and like it was like before I moved, and then I soon moved back to San Diego after that, and then we were then we actually hung out multiple times.
Can you hand me that? Because we're getting off. We're veering from our usual schedule. So
we should start our.
So usually we do our surprise drinks, but
we ended up all going together to grab our drinks.
Yeah,
today.
so it's not really a surprise.
But we should still say what we're drinking. Yeah, and mine's actually delicious.
Yeah, mine's great.
They're from Necessity Coffee, which has really good quality, like espresso and stuff.
There's one in Encinitas, and this one is in San Marcos by the university. North City.
In North City.
And I
think we all did oat milk, right? You guys did
Yeah, the
oat milk,
milk's
flat whites, and
Which I
did,
usually don't do oat milk because of the pesticides.
But this one is organic. It doesn't have the rapeseed.
Yeah, and it's really good.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
And then we decided to try an almond
little
croissant.
taste
so
test.
we're gonna eat.
But wait, are you gonna eat gluten?
I am.
Oh,
well, I'm just
okay.
taking a little bite. Okay.
But you've been so good.
I know I have, but YOLO.
I love a good almond croissant.
Oh, an almond croissant is my weakness.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it?
It's so good.
That's delicious.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Oh.
It's not like too sweet.
No. Do you mind passing a napkin? Thank you so much. It's delicious. And it pairs well since we didn't get like like a sugary drink or anything.
Oh, but we owe Kristen a strawberry shortcake because our
What
friends.
is this?
So this so we usually bring each other drinks. We surprise each other each week, and
Originally it was supposed to be cocktails and critiques.
But
we were gonna make like a specialty cocktail each time, like taste test it.
But we can't do that here on campus. So it kind of has turned into like we surprised each other with different drinks, and we try to find like something new each week and exciting. And so I had like Googled and I found the Happy Lemon right across the street, which I guess they have one in the Carlsbad Mall. I didn't know about it, but I just like ordered a couple random things, and hers, you liked yours, but
Yeah, I did.
it wasn't like mine. I loved mine.
So now, and then we did it a second time.
It's the strawberry. Yeah, we did it a second time. It's the thing that I'm obsessed with is the strawberry shortcake smoothie. It tastes just like the Hailey Bieber smoothie from Erewhon. I like took one sip and I was like, oh my gosh, I've only had the Hailey Bieber one time, but I immediately was like, this tastes the same.
Yeah, and Jess has been our biggest drink supporter.
Like Jess DoorDash.
She
like,
spent $15.
She's like, I just spent $15 to DoorDash this to the salon.
Yeah, and so
she's like, it was worth every penny.
She's getting everyone hooked on that.
So at the
now,
salon,
too.
everyone's hooked, and then Amber got it the other day.
So we wanted to bring that for Kristen.
We were gonna bring it for her to try, but
so she has to come on again, and then
next time you come on, we'll get you.
Okay, so should we get into our regular segment?
Yeah,
we'll
let's
do
do the
our
regular.
high lows, and we're gonna start with Kristen.
Okay. Which one do you guys do first? Highs?
Hi. Yeah.
I would say my high is I really feel like, work stuff's been just like in a weird spot for me of just kind of like, where do I want to go with it? And just like, I don't know, like probably a midlife crisis in some ways, but I feel like the past week or so, I've just really gotten a clear vision on like, okay, no, this is actually what I need to do. And I'm like really integrating some AI stuff that's going to like help me like practically get there. So it's kind of boring, but it's like a
breakthrough. You're having like a breakthrough.
Oh, yes. Okay. This is what I've needed to like feel re-energized. And like my ADHD hyperfixation can be a real like benefit for me with work. So I feel like that's like latching on. So that feels really good. Cause I'm like, okay, we've got a wedding that I want a really fun wedding party. So, and kids that are getting close to college and all the good things. So
so you're like pivoting and figuring out what that next step is.
Yeah. And it's just interesting to like do it in the context of a relationship now, you know? So
absolutely.
So it's been fun, and it feels really exciting to feel like, okay, I'm like actually feeling motivated with the stuff that I'm coming up with. So
that's great. That is a really good high.
That's really cool.
Jen, do you want to share your high?
Okay, my high was actually I went to a Bieber brunch yesterday, which you two were invited to. Jess went, but one of our friends hosted a little like Coachella. We didn't watch any spoilers on social media because the Biebs performed his second set Saturday night. So we did like a Sunday. I just went over after church and did like a Sunday morning brunch. It was just a fun, I don't know, it was like a fun little treat on
it was such a good
the
performance,
weekend.
too.
It was so good. Well,
so
and
good.
Kristen, the Dijon thing, you were like, so I don't know. I'm like such a
But we didn't get to watch the whole thing.
We didn't get to watch. Yeah.
He did on the second weekend?
He did.
He did?
I know he came out on the first weekend, but I don't know about the second weekend.
No, he came.
He did?
I thought so.
Maybe
I thought we
he
watched
did
it.
Devotion.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
No, I don't know. Look,
I mean, I was chatting, but I thought he did. I thought we were watching it. No? maybe we're just talking about it. Okay. Maybe
I'm going to fact check.
Maybe you'll have to edit this out. But I thought so. But it reminded me of Kristen because I didn't even know who that was. But she loves him.
That's like a dream collab
She
for
loves
me.
him. But anyways, the Bieber brunch was my high.
It was so fun that you guys did that.
It was just a fun little,
Yeah.
I love a pop culture moment. So,
Yes.
and I'm never going to like have time to sit and like watch the whole set at my house. So
Yeah.
it was a fun excuse to actually watch it.
Yeah.
Whereas like weekend one, I just watched the clips on social media.
Yeah.
Well, I did stream it while I
Yeah,
was getting
you're
ready.
right.
I'm right. We watched it.
Oh, where was I? Well, how did I not?
I don't know.
Because we left at the same time, didn't we?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And it even said on the screen, Dijon.
And that's like one of my favorite songs on the album. So
Anyways, that was my high. What was your high?
That was also my high, the Bieber brunch, and also Juliet's 40th.
Yes.
It was kind of a crazy weekend with Tyler had a two-day cheer comp, which was also wonderful, like to see her, and that was a good time. But I was up at like 5 a.m. It was just really like a long day and stuff. But it was great to celebrate Jules, even though it was only briefly because London was at a party. We had to pick her up. It's just like everyone's schedules now, and like. And had to be up at 5 the next morning. But so Jules' birthday was awesome. And then, yeah, having the Bieber brunch because I feel like I actually haven't done stuff with friends.
Oh my gosh.
Very much
That's
lately.
what I feel like I have been a hermit crab.
Yeah.
Like
that's
I just
how it feels. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like most of our friends, like we just don't see
yeah, everybody's so
unless
busy
it's
right
like
now.
I mean, I see Amber because I carpool with her every day, and like the girls at the salon see each other because they work
Yeah.
together
It's like
every day.
unless you're
But
in
like
each other's routine.
unless you're in like
Right.
your day-to-day routine,
We have
it's
a couple.
hard
Exactly.
We have a couple of things coming
We
up.
do
We've got
have-
dinner tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have stuff-
an engagement party coming up.
we have stuff coming up. So
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah, so both of those things were like really nice, especially because I wasn't going to be able to go to the Bieber brunch, but
Because of is that just because Eric ended up taking?
Well, it's because the one time it benefits me for my husband to be very thrifty was it just killed him. Me too, honestly. It's all the cheer stuff is so expensive. It's
my
like
gosh, I
you
bet.
spend so much money on all the
Well, you
cheer
have to
stuff
pay
itself.
for parking, which
you have to pay. Well, you have to pay for your kid to do the comp, and they're
Well,
expensive.
Well, you pay comp fees for the year. But
Yeah, but so the comp itself is expensive, and then you have to buy your tickets to go watch your kid.
So it was like
and
$35 just to get in per person.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
so,
you don't have to pay like your athlete.
What?
You don't pay for your athlete there, but
Yeah,
you would be
but
paying-
so Eric
Oh
was
my
like, well,
gosh.
instead of also Eric loves to support his children, obviously, and watch Ty, but it is a lot of hoops to do for like just a 2.5 minute thing, and you're still there like all day. So he's like, well, like there was like a slight discount for buying the full weekend pass or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, why don't you just take her Saturday since I still want to get to see her and stuff, and I'll take her Sunday. And I was like, oh, well, that works
Perfect.
out great. So then I did get to go to the Bieber brunch, and that made it even more of a high because I didn't think I was going to be able to. So yeah, that was also my high. Lows, Kristen, your low.
Oh man, so being in Bali, I feel like my body was like so great. I mean, I didn't really watch what I was eating at all while I was there. Of course, like the food was incredible, so you're just eating and walking, and the humidity I think was just like so good for my joints. And we like did some yoga and some breath work, and like so that was amazing. And then I've come back and I feel like I'm not eating anything any differently than I used to, but I feel like so inflamed. My body, like the stuff I was wearing in Bali doesn't fit me anymore. My allergies are so bad. So I feel like, and at this age, it's just such a weird spot to be in. Cause one, I used to be able to like, just like, oh, I just will eat healthy for a day and like bounce back. But I feel like it's also just this weird, like, is it my hormones? Is it mold? Is it just like inflammation from what I'm eating? It's just this weird spot. And I think I get like a little bit of PTSD because I have like gained and lost weight so much over my life that it feels like, oh no, like and not that it's at this point, it's not even about like how I look and the number on the scale. It's more like, oh my, like I don't feel like I don't feel my best. And like, it's like, I feel like I see it in my skin. And so just like little things that I'm like, okay, maybe I need to like like, you know, hunker down a little bit, maybe do like a little bit of like an elimination diet and kind of see like what's doing it for me. But it's amazing how that stuff like really puts you in a funk, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Ugh. Yeah, because then it's like, oh, like even today, like, well, what am I gonna wear? Like, it's just sort of that, like, oh,
girl, I've been in that funk for like the last definitely the last year, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, because you just don't feel. It is.
You look good, you feel good, you do good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and when you don't look good, you don't feel good, and it's harder to do good for sure.
It's true.
And you're right. It's not just about like the number on the scale or anything, but it's like usually if you have gained weight or like for myself, it's a reflection of me not feeling like I'm making great healthy choices and stuff. And then it's even harder to feel motivated to work out and do the things because you physically feel heavier. You feel like you don't feel as limber and all of the things. So it's like this horrible cycle kind of. Yeah. And then you're less motivated. It's like you start. So if you eat healthy for a day or whatever it is, and then you feel good about yourself, but you don't see any results, so it's hard to stay motivated.
Totally. And I guess maybe along like with my high, like I'm trying to nip it in the bud now, like not let it get to like where I'm like, oh my gosh, this feels like a mountain that I can't climb. It's like, no, just make those small shifts that I know work. But they're not fun.
Yeah, like don't finish the almond croissant.
Yeah, exactly. Gosh darn it. I'll just give myself a little extra semaglutide. It's fine. It's no big deal.
Yeah. I do want to get into that at like some point too. Hear your thoughts on all of that. But Jen, what's your low?
Okay, so my
Did you remember it?
Yeah. My low is just like
must not be that low if you couldn't even remember what it was.
I'm grateful it wasn't like any huge low this week for sure. I think my low would be that, you know, I talk a lot about having margin in my life here, and the end of the year with kids is like there's end of the year projects, end of the year, like you have to go to open house, like there's just like it gets
at
busier.
School, and then the sports, the end of the year sports
the
stuff.
School and the sports, there's
time.
like a banquet, cheer banquet, and a whatever, and so I feel like this weekend was the first weekend I was kind of like getting a little anxious all week because we moved my mother-in-law, the house my husband grew up in he lived there since he was 5, so almost 40 years. So we moved my mother-in-law out on Saturday, which actually I moved 9 times before we built our house, and I'm a good mover. I mean, she definitely needed a lot of help, but thankfully Tim has a big family and we all just busted it out on Saturday. But I was anxious all week because I knew Saturday was gonna, like, we had to be there at 6:30 in the morning, or leave our house at 6:30 in the morning. Like, I knew it was just gonna be like a 12-hour day of moving. Yes. Then Sunday, like, I wanted to fit in the Bieber brunch between church and Aniston's cheer comp. Mm-hmm. And like, I just was like, it's like the weekend's my only recovery time, and just knowing you're not going to have like any like even an hour of downtime was like, so that was my low. But Aniston's cheer comp was so fun. So it kind of was like turned the low into another little high, sort of.
That's good.
And did you see my text that the Nelson fan?
Oh yeah, because so Bray was over at the house, so she was like,
they were there on Saturday too. Apparently,
they must have been, because I noticed the Hawaii teams, because I'm like, wow, I can't believe they
because there was people from. So that comp ended up actually, it was at San Diego State at VA House where the Aztecs played basketball, but it just was like a fun comp actually to watch.
It was like really good vibes. I mean, because
stuff, they're a long day normally, and it's a 2.5 minute performance. The world it's a wild world. But Aniston's, like, it would be like her number one celebrity, like this YouTube family that she loves. It's like her favorite person that was in the cheer comp. Also.
That's so cute.
So like they saw them performing, and we had Stella with us, and Pele and Aniston were in the comp. But fun. So it ended up being like, it was kind of fun. Like, and I sometimes watch it with Aniston. Obviously, it's not like they're celebrities to me, but the fact that it's like her, it'd be like her seeing Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber, like, and the whole family was there. We saw them perform, and I Anderson's like, take some video. Like I took some creeper videos, real creepy. But then they had to go warm. Anderson and Pelly had to go warm up, and I told Stella, I'm like, I really want to see the mom, because like I'll watch it with her sometime. I'm like, I want to see the mom, which we've seen the Leroy fam, another YouTube fam at a thing, but Stella's like, Jen, that's the mom. We look to our left, and the family was sitting right by us.
That's so fun, though.
It ended up being really fun. And then Stella like wanted a picture, so we followed them, and she took a picture with Presley, not the sister, not the cheer one. But anyways, it was kind of like a fun. And then we were walking around, and like we heard all the little girls talking. I mean,
that's so cute.
They got asked to take their picture like every.
Sure.
I cannot even imagine growing up as that's a whole other story for. I mean, talk about like child. This is worse than child stars, probably, because they record their whole life.
Totally.
But they were very sweet and nice. But anyways, my low kind of was it was also a fun, good weekend. Yeah. Fulfilling weekend.
That's good.
What about you?
My low is like actually the opposite of Kristen's high. Like I'm like where you were before it turned into a high. Like this, I'm finishing my master's, all of that. You know, I like literally have my defenses next week, and I'm like have so much going on that I feel very over. This is an ADHD thing. I haven't been officially diagnosed, but I definitely have it. Mm-hmm. Where it's like you brought up the hyperfixation aspect, which it can be very helpful, and that for me with like research and writing, I can tap into that, and then you're in that great flow state. But when you're out of it,
it's brutal.
Yeah, you just feel, your brain feels like it's just like short circuiting all over the place, and you can't focus. And that has been me for like the last few weeks. And I'm supposed to be speaking at a conference on Saturday. I have to submit the stuff for it on Wednesday, and I feel completely stuck right now. And then, so kind of I'm hoping to get to your high where I have that breakthrough. And I am notoriously good at like pulling through in the 11th hour.
Really works.
Yeah. And it's funny because like throughout these last 2 years of being in this master's program, I've been the opposite. Like I've been the student I've always wanted to be. You know, like
remember in the airport, like on our way to New York, you're like sitting at the bar finishing. All your
I mean,
stuff,
I literally had to, or I wouldn't have been able to go on that trip. And like, so like, and sometimes I do my best work. Like the ideas just don't flow until I have that pressure. But so right now I just feel very stuck. Yeah. It's like, I can't like open that gate to,
like that portal is just not opened yet. But once you get there, it's going to be the culmination of everything that you've done the last couple of years, and it'll be magnificent. But
I hope, or I'll be like standing up there and like, actually, just kidding, I'm not going to speak today. I have nothing prepared. So, but that's where I'm at. Exactly what you described, but like before the breakthrough. Yes. So maybe by the next episode, my high will be that I've reached the breakthrough. But it is so hard when you're like, to me, it's the same thing as writer's block, kind of. It's just like, I'm like, brain, why can't we be on the same team? I just feel like it literally feels like craziness inside my head, you know? Like I can't get the focus there.
Well, 10 out of 10 recommends Strattera as a daily medication.
Is that... is it like Ritalin?
No, so it's a non-stimulant. So,
okay, because that's the stimulant part. I feel like would not be a good fit.
It wasn't for me either. It like created its own host of problems with like insomnia and anxiety.
Yeah, which I already have those things. So
and this is more almost like an antidepressant where you take it and you notice like small changes over time. Okay, so it like boosts your baseline. So I feel like now my baseline is like higher as opposed to when I would like take Adderall, it would be like these like sharp spikes and then like a crash after. Yeah. And so it would be like, I'd have small bursts of productivity, but even that felt chaotic because it was like hyper craziness, you know? And so this.
Yeah, and then you feel so crappy afterwards that.
And then and then my anxiety would be really bad, or my insomnia, like as it would like accumulate in my system. So this, like, I have very, like, if I forget to take it or something, like I might notice like the day I come back to it that I have like some mild side effects, so like a little nausea or something. But
this is a day, you take it daily?
Every day, yeah.
Can you take that and an antidepressant, or it kind of does both? Yeah, you can.
Yeah, because we were, when I was talking to my psychiatrist about it, we were trying to identify, like, because it was really symptoms of anxiety that was like bringing me back to have the medication conversation. And because I've been off medication for a few years now, and so we were trying to identify, like, is anxiety the root issue, or is it secondary to ADHD
so
symptoms?
This is what my whole life I thought it was just or not whole life, but you know, like adult life thought it was anxiety, which it is anxiety. But from what I'm learning is that the
what
ADHD,
she's just saying, that actually does ring true. That could be for you.
Yeah,
like
because
how she's
my
saying
anxiety has always been more. When it's really bad, I do get more of like the paranoid, like I get panic attacks and stuff. But usually, the daily anxiety is more of like my to-do, like the overwhelm that is like ADHD.
And I have never really related to you when you talk about that. And I certainly have, like, I take Zoloft for anxiety and like depression, but probably more stuff.
Like anxiety in the traditional sense.
But yes, more like anxiety or depression in the traditional sense. So this is really ringing a bell that you might want to talk, like, I feel like what she just said really could be your root cause might be more the ADHD than the anxiety. Yeah. So that's what you decide.
Yeah,
they decided,
so she kind of like gave, so when I first got diagnosed, I went to a therapist for anxiety and depression. And when he was doing his intake, he was like, I think you need to get assessed for ADHD. So then I went down that whole rabbit hole and got assessed. They were like, yes, absolutely 100%. So they I was dealing with like all the secondary symptoms, anxiety, depression, insomnia. I was also having really bad migraines, which was just a separate thing. So like within a month I got put on.
Well, actually it's not really a separate thing. According to my biofeedback therapist, who is also a therapist, he thinks they're completely related from like the stress and
and so they put me on Adderall, they put me on Zoloft for the anxiety, Trazodone for the insomnia, and then Topamax for my migraines within like probably a two month span. And it was just too much. Like I in some ways I felt better, like in the short term, like I was able to function, I was getting sleep, which that in and of itself is helpful. But overall, I felt like a zombie. And I think if I'm honest, too, I think there was still a little bit of that stigma of just like, why do I need so much medication to feel normal?
Right.
And so, but what I will say was it gave me enough of a boost where I was able to like relearn all the skills that I needed, like meditation and like exercise. And then at the same time, I was on semaglutide, so I was like losing weight. I was feeling good about myself. So I ended up weaning off everything, and then went the last like 3.5 years without anything, and really raw dog in life. That's a rough one. Yeah. And so then it was like noticing those same symptoms that were bringing me to the therapist in the first place, noticing those like creeping in, like, and like sticking around. So I made an appointment with my psychiatrist, and then that's when we were like, okay, I was like, the last thing I want to do is go on this whole host of medications again. I don't want to go on a stimulant. Like, what are my options? And so she's like, well, we can either put you on Zoloft and treat the anxiety, or we can kind of go down the rabbit hole of like assuming that this is more ADHD. And so we did. And so she put me on Strattera, and that has been like truly, I feel like it's actually changed my life, because I feel
you feel like it's hitting all of those things in one.
Because that's why that has been, I've felt like I've had ADHD for one, because I feel like you hear that and you picture like the rambunctious child that's bouncing off walls.
Because that's what all the studies are.
Right. And like that's never been me at all. Totally. And then the more I read about especially how it presents in like adult women and stuff, I'm like, this is 100%. This is how I feel every day. But the reason I haven't been proactive about talking to a psychiatrist is because I'm like, I kind of thought the only option was like a Ritalin or an Adderall.
I've never heard of anything
although
about that
I would be open to taking those like on the days that like I really need it. I do know how you feel afterwards, and that I felt like, is that really gonna help me?
Well, because isn't it almost
Totally.
like a dopamine hit for your brain? So then there's a come down after.
Yeah.
it,
Totally.
Which would
It's just
I
like you
wouldn't
just
do.
have to decide like which set of like symptoms you're wanting, and like for like certain seasons of life, like maybe it's just like, hey, I have to get stuff done. I'm in a master's program. I'm gonna be starting a new career, whatever. And it's like, hey, I'll just take the hit on something that's more of a stimulant. But for me, I feel like this has like really. This feels like a more long-term option because I'm able, like it feels like it just elevated my baseline. Like I feel like I operate in a different way.
Absolutely.
And so, and I still have insomnia sometimes, and I still have to like, that's actually like my like things I'm loving. That's a whole other thing, is like my sleep and what I do to get a good night's sleep. But it's just without the sharp highs and lows, and I still get anxiety here and there, of course, but I would say overall, like 90% of what I was feeling it's gone. And then therefore now, like, it's a perpetual cycle. In the same way we were talking about, like, in the reverse of like when you don't feel your best, this, I feel like like the propulsion is more forward, where it's like, okay, like I've answered the emails, I'm up to date on my like task stuff, which for us ADHDers, that's the stuff that's hard and bogs you down. So now my mind is free for those like more creative things. I think that's why I've been able to have this breakthrough with work.
Exactly.
Because my mind is like, I'm not like being weighed down with all of the like stuff that's like I'm procrastinating on, it's holding me back. Like now I'm like free to like actually do the big picture stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can you slip me some?
Yeah, right.
No. I'm kidding. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do to all of our listeners, we're doing a part 1 and part 2 of this episode. So we're going to do art. Wait, did we all bring more than one thing for what we're loving?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do a one each of our what we're loving right now, and then we're going to, for part 2, move into Kristen's gonna talk about her professional advice. Trends, all of those fun things, and then we'll end with our second what we're loving.
Perfect.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Okay. So Kristen, you want to start us off with what?
Okay. So this sleep mask. Okay, we all have sleep masks. This is different. This has Bluetooth speakers in it. So Alex,
oh my gosh,
love him dearly, but he does snore just a little bit. So this is how it started for me. I was like, I don't want to like have one of us like sleep on the couch, but like I have my hatch up, like, and I'm like very sensitive. Like if I wake up in the middle of the night and he's snoring, I can't fall back asleep. So this,
I'm gonna like literally be ordering this right
amazing.
Now.
So it's like, I will send you the link, because so what I do, this is like my whole thing, is I turn my hatch on still. I put in
and the hatch is like the white noise.
White noise.
Okay.
Yes. I put in little earplugs, which that notoriously has been a problem for me because they fall out.
I sleep with a pillow over my head for all these reasons.
Oh yes.
Yeah, she
like
just suffocates herself to sleep every
Okay,
night.
so I like create a stack of pillows between us. He calls it my barricade, and it, because I'm sensitive to the vibration of it. And so earplugs in, barricade up. I am full Helen Keller.
I am feeling you on this.
Yeah.
And then this is the best part. I Bluetooth connect it to my phone, and it has I turn on this like high frequency, which like they're showing more and more like has healing properties.
That's what I do. I do the 432. What's yours?
I'll do like, it's like this whole playlist that I have on Spotify, and I listen to that all night, and it's like enough to like, it is the best sleep, I think, between truly not being woken up and then the like actual frequency itself. It's
I
like
put this on in my classroom too when my students are like reading or doing things.
It's amazing.
Put that on.
I like very much
can I
recommend.
see it?
Yeah, and it's
okay.
like so
I'm literally so excited about this.
This is my only question though. I am so concerned.
I know about
the Bluetooth.
Yes. You know, I at this point, between the Botox, the semaglutide, the fake tanning, it's
you're dying early, but you're gonna be looking good, and you'll be well rested.
Well, and okay, I do say you have to weigh the sleep. I feel like sleep is one of the most important things, and if it's keeping you asleep
and keeping me from murdering him. Yes.
Yeah.
But see, I don't even like white noise, so I don't. I mean, I might experiment
Mom needs
with
this.
that.
Mom needs this. But it seems
even
like
this alone.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's like a great option.
Try that with even just the like earplugs.
Oh my gosh! Like
Okay, what's the price point of this?
Oh, it's so cheap. I think it was maybe $40.
Wow.
So a little bit more than a normal
We'll link it in the show notes.
Yeah. Also, I love when we go to New York together. We're all going to be on the plane with her matching link.
Oh my gosh, you guys! When we go to New York, you have to. Yes.
Oh, okay, but that's a separate thing. No, you should have seen me on my way to Bali. I had every gadget imaginable. I had the eye mask that velcros to like.
Do you
the
have
back
a picture of it?
Oh yeah.
Can we post it on the?
I was like literally like. The neck thing.
And I don't know if you remember, but on the red eye to New York last time, me, Jen, and Jess, we thought we were in the exit row thinking we had all this leg room.
We got all this leg room.
No, we could not. We were... I've never sat so upright in my life,
FYI,
period, for anything.
Exit rows don't recline. So don't pick that for a
don't
red
recline,
eye. We learned that the hard way.
You also don't have the seat in front of you to like rest your head on. So you're just, I mean, if somebody could have tied me in, so it was miserable. It was absolutely miserable.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and actually, Jess and I were literally just talking about that the other day, how even though it was a wonderful trip, how maybe some of the small issues on that trip stemmed from
a red eye,
the lack of sleep. Yeah, that none of us were fully operating at our best.
Might not have started us off on the thinking clearly.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to be ordering that. We will, for all of our listeners, we link everything on our Instagram too.
Yeah.
Under what we're loving.
We'll link it on the Instagram. Okay, so in the spirit of having Kristen as our guest today, I brought something which I have like a major Q&A for you after our episode, the part 2. I have a lot of questions for you, but we'll get into that. But in the meantime, because I'm on the struggle bus with aging, one of my favorite things right now, I got this for my birthday.
I've been wondering when you're going to bring this because you've talked about it, but I've never seen it.
So I wanted to like try it for a while. So it's been, I didn't probably start using it regularly till mid-December because just life, or even around Christmas. But it's been a few months and I'm obsessed. This is the Bond Charge red light mask. And I did a fair amount of research in which red light mask I was gonna buy.
Their stuff's amazing.
Yeah, I'm really Bond Charge. I love this brand, and so the main thing I discovered when I was researching which red light mask is that it needs to have an irradiance level of 40 or above to really truly be
like penetrate
effective.
Deep enough or whatever.
I guess. I mean, I'm not a professional, but this is just what my research had told me, which like the Omnilux, I believe only has like 30 or 35. Mm-hmm. So like, and that's one of the most popular ones. But so that was like the biggest thing I found. So personally, I honestly felt like
you could like tell.
Well, Kristen knows. I have, what are these lines called?
Like your little marionette lines.
I call them shark gills, but marionette lines, I guess. Like I have really deep ones. Well, I grew up in Palm Springs and some, but I also think I have very high cheekbones. And I think I used to hate how my face looked so chubby because of my high cheekbones. But I think with aging, because the loss of volume, it makes these marionette lines worse. I swear this Bond Charge has helped I mean, there is research backing red light therapy. So anyways, I bought it on Black Friday with my birthday money, and I don't know how much it was, like around 200. Well, it's probably like 300-ish without Black Friday discount. I want to say it was around 200-ish.
Which isn't bad.
So for $200 to $300, anything that's going to help any lines, it is, I love it. And it's so relaxing. So it's part of my routine. I actually read that it's better to do it in the morning, but I
wonder why, like what does it say?
I don't know.
Would you know?
I'm not sure.
I rarely have time to do it in the morning. If there's ever a chance I get to do it in the morning, I do. But you
could even wear that when you're in your sauna, couldn't you?
I probably could, but I wouldn't. I sweat so much, I wouldn't want to. I don't know. I like to do them as separate. Yeah. And this helps. I like the red light. Like, it helps me zone out. Like, at night, it is a relaxing thing to me. I mean, it is a little annoying. Like, you see red.
Yeah.
So, like, it's kind of annoying. But it puts me in my zone of like wellness, relax zone. So anyway,
I'll like listen to a meditation when I do mine, or
like make it like a
which
whole...
which brand do you have?
Oh my god, I forgot the name of it, but I will say the Bon Charge. I've been like looking into like their mats that they have.
Yeah.
They're like, what are they called? PRFM
Yeah.
mats or
Yes.
something.
Yes.
Like I really want one.
I want one.
Bon Charge is like
yeah.
amazing.
But anyways, that's what we're loving is my Bon
Yeah,
Charge
I've been
red light
meaning to
mask.
say too, remember the one episode it was when Kate was on, I brought my micro needler.
Yes.
And I meant to add that I try to use my red light when I've done that. I mean, technically the red light's supposed to penetrate regardless,
Yeah, it helps
but
with inflammation and stuff.
But I feel like it also probably helps heal those micro
does.
injuries even quicker or whatever. So like after I do that, I have a red light mask. I've not looked into I don't think it's that great. It's probably better than nothing, but it's definitely not like that. But it was one that I got through FabFitFun. So it was originally $150 and I got it for like $50. So it's better than nothing, but I definitely want to invest in that one. Okay, what I'm loving is this shirt that I'm wearing. You can see, not that
It's so cute.
I
It's
love
like the
it.
perfect like basic tee.
it's like an oversized fit. It comes in a 3-pack on Amazon.
Ooh.
Yeah, they come in different colors. The one I got was this charcoaly gray, and then there's like one that's more of black, and then like a beige one. But they're comfortable, and I just
cute.
wanted I either like it to be more cropped with like a bigger, fuller sleeve kind of, or this kind of like oversized fit.
Yeah.
Like I'm wearing a dress and I put this over the dress to
I
make it a
love
little bit more like casual.
And perfect with one of your what we're loving was your jewelry.
Yeah,
and
I'm really doing.
is that vintage OT as well?
Yep, all of this is vintage OT.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so these shirts, okay, the 3-pack is like $30 or like $32
love
bucks.
that.
And I'm really weird, you guys, about like materials, and if I have any polyester like touching me.
Yeah, are you off gassing on us because it's from China?
No,
Isn't
I
that what it's
actually,
called?
well, I've washed it, so hopefully I set it outside for a few days.
Yeah, you're supposed to, if you order something from China, you're supposed to like set it outside to let it off
my
gas.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
No, but I think there is still polyester in it, but it's a small amount. But no, polyester just makes me sweat instantly.
Yeah.
Like not all over, like in my armpits, and then I stink. So I am really weird about clothing.
Yeah,
And
that's super cute. I like how like it's boxy, but like still.
yeah, I mean,
like, feminine and,
whatever.
like,
It's
flattering.
still like, especially from here, it just looks like wearing my husband's t-shirt. It's like
No,
but,
I thought your outfit was super cute.
But I was
and you have very feminine on the bottom. Your outfit.
Yeah, I try to balance it with,
balanced.
like, a
and then the
feminine
jewelry,
outfit.
it like
That's very
balances
cute.
it out. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great deal, 3-pack for $30. So
All right.
yeah, all right. So
Stay tuned for part 2 with Kristen.
Yeah.
We're really going to get into the aesthetics.
bum bum bum.